Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Our top story, a spike in car insurance prices. Rates now at all-time highs. And Suncoast now seeing an average 7% increase in rates over the last year.
Experts say prices across the state continue to skyrocket. Florida already with the 5th highest rates in the country, and it's expected to get worse. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick spoke with some insurance companies today. She joins us now live to explain what you can do to save money on your car insurance. Jess?
Jacqueline, Scott, I recently for car insurance and realized that I'd be paying a lot more this year than I was last year. So I did some investigating and realized I'm not alone.
It's really expensive. I pay almost $300 a month just for liability.
17-year-old Tori Fruth's car insurance payments are burning a hole in her wallet. But when she sees distracted drivers on the roads, she can't help but understand why.
You see it a lot, and it can be frustrating, but as a person, you just have to focus on yourself and what you're doing.
Jim Valek, owner of Valek Insurance, will be the first to tell you.
Prices are just going up and up.
Valek says looking up the top 10 car insurance companies in Florida, in 2016, only 2 of them made money.
For every dollar coming in, they're paying out more than $1 in all their expenses.
And that is what's leading to the increased prices. The risk for insurers to cover Suncoast drivers is increasing. And it's no secret why. Distracted driving.
And those distracted drivers are, have a higher propensity of getting into a fender bender or even a major accident, unfortunately. And all of that creates more claims and increases the prices.
Joshua DeZibiak is the co-founder of The Zebra, the nation's most visited car insurance search engine. DeZibiak explains that Florida is getting more congested, something most drivers have probably already noticed.
Your rates increasing doesn't always necessarily correlate with your driving behavior. You may have never had an accident or a claim, but just by function of where you live and what's happening around you, the risk is increasing.
The number of fatal accidents are down statistically in Florida, but Valek says the number of totaled vehicles are on the rise.
They crumple. They're designed to crumple to save you.
And those car parts that are crumpled in the accident are getting more and more expensive.
All the electronics have to be replaced, and it just costs so much to fix all the safety features.
The question now is, how can you save money? Unfortunately, experts say if you want to live on the Suncoast, there's not much you can do.
We do recommend shopping around quite frequently, especially in some of these areas like Florida and Tampa, where the rates are increasing so drastically.
Now, believe it or not, weather also plays a significant role in how much you're paying for your car insurance premium. While it's beautiful out today, we obviously had Hurricane Irma come through just a couple months ago and didn't have a great rainy season with a lot of flooding. So all of that will affect our rates as well. And not to be the bearer of bad news, but we haven't even seen the increase because of those factors yet, but those will be coming. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Jess, thanks so much. The Florida House approving a measure that would allow law enforcement officers to pull over drivers for texting while driving, despite concerns the bill could increase racial profiling. The House voting 112-2 in support of the proposal, which would make texting while driving a primary traffic offense. Currently is a secondary offense, which means police can only write tickets for texting while driving when they stop drivers for other infractions. Bill co-sponsor Emily Schlossberg, whose twin sister Dory died in a car accident 22 years ago, says the change is needed.
It will allow law enforcement to pull them over, because currently law enforcement doesn't have that power to pull them over. They have to wait for that 16-year-old driver to hit somebody or run a red light or kill somebody.
To try to address concerns about racial profiling by police, the House and Senate versions now require law enforcement officers to record the race and ethnicity of each person pulled over for texting while driving. Both proposals would allow drivers to make phone calls. Electronic devices could also be used for getting directions while driving.
A booze bandit is on the loose in Venice. Security camera footage caught a woman stealing hundreds of dollars in vodka and cognac from Island Time Spirits in Venice. The owner of the store became suspicious when he found an opened box of expensive alcohol laying around. After reviewing security camera footage, he found that the woman was stuffing booze down her pants and into her handbag on at least 3 separate occasions with at least 3 different accomplices.
There's people around, there's staff around, and she's very brazen in terms of what she does and how often she does it. She's done it 3 times now over the last 10 days that we are aware of and have video of.
Anyone who can identify the woman is being asked to contact the Venice Police Department. Island Time Spirits is offering a reward for information leading to an arrest.
A 28-year-old Sarasota man is arrested for transmission of obscene material. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office linking an IP address used to download 98 files of child porn to an apartment on Hidden Lake Boulevard. Detectives then learned Travis Jur's personal computer was used to view and transmit child porn. He's now charged with 3 felony counts of transmission of obscene material depicting a minor.
Well, another beautiful day here on the Suncoast. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Beautiful it has been, and this evening we just had the launch of the GOES S. No problems either. It took off at 5:02. We'll have some video of that, I'm sure, but this satellite, billion-dollar satellite, will be a GOES West satellite. So it's going to take over for the West United States all the way out to Hawaii. GOES-R, launched in 2016, is now up there and is known as GOES-16, which watches the east coast of the United States and doing a great job of it right now. 71 on the dew point, that's way up there. Winds out of the southwest at 13. And you can see this is radar imagery showing what's going on. This is every 5 minutes, by the way. We get an image basically around every 5 minutes, and it's kind of a composite of what's happening. You can see that rain heading in our general direction. The satellite will actually take pictures a little faster than the radar, which is the first, and amazing pictures as well, or imagery, if you will. Nothing going on here rain-wise. It'll stay dry, too, it looks like, until tomorrow morning when the actual front moves through. Now, we are anticipating that frontal passage, or at least entering into the weather picture just after sunrise tomorrow, so don't be surprised by a few passing showers tomorrow morning. More in the weather forecast, a cool down for the weekend. Details and all that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, looking forward to it. Thank you, Bob. Today, the White House is preparing to reveal President Trump's plan for sweeping changes to the nation's gun laws. The president is proposing the toughest new restrictions on guns in decades to combat school violence. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
President Trump's top gun and school safety priorities in the wake of the deadly Florida school shooting. Army highly trained teachers, improving the background check system, raising the age limit on all gun purchases to 21.
This is going to be an ongoing process and something that we don't expect to happen overnight, but something that we're going to continue to be engaged in.
The president is also supporting legislation that helps states detect and report potential threats to schools. Wednesday, Trump raised eyebrows on his comments on how to take guns away from someone identified as a possible threat.
I like taking the guns early. Take the guns first, go through due process second.
The NRA responded on Fox News.
Due process must be protected and it must be respected.
Trump also appears to be joining the Democrats' push to expand and strengthen background checks.
Not having background checks at gun shows is like checking IDs at the liquor store, but not at the bar.
The president's support for broader gun controls met with skepticism on Capitol Hill.
He's got to get a few Republicans to support background checks and protective orders, and if he does, we can get it passed.
I'm certainly committed to making sure that we respond in ways that will save lives.
President Trump held another White House meeting on school safety. The president heard from police and families impacted by mass school shootings, including the most recent one in Parkland, Florida. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Proposed gun laws after the school shooting in Parkland, a hot topic of debate in Washington, Tallahassee, and here on the Suncoast. Multiple gun shops in the area say it's been a busy few weeks for them. They've seen an increase in gun sales since the massacre. A local attorney who has close ties with several gun shop owners says this typically happens in the aftermath of these type of events.
The trend. I've spoken to a few of them today, some of the prominent local ones, and they've all indicated that they have seen a spike. Some have seen really big spikes where they've been slammed, and others have just seen a slight uptick, but it's certainly on the rise afterwards. There was just a big gun show in Tampa last weekend, and they had record crowds coming in. They probably sold record firearms, so I think you're definitely seeing it here, and it's sticking with the trend.
Florida lawmakers are debating stricter gun measures during the state legislative session, which comes to an end next week, but no agreement on any legislation appears imminent.
ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now, in quite a wild week on Wall Street, but it seems it may continue.
Indeed wild, if you can believe this. The smallest move in either direction during the first 4 days of this week was on Tuesday, when we posted a loss of 299 points. That was the smallest move. Only gets bigger from there. And boy, oh boy, did it get big today. The top to bottom range, are you seated? 743 points. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, yes, was up by 157 points this morning. I said up, then it was down by 586 points at mid-afternoon. We rallied, if I can use that word. We did rally, so the loss was not that great. But when all was said and done and the bell rang, year to date, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is now negative. Remember January? Seems like an awfully long time ago. Let's take a look. There you see a loss of 420 points, almost 1.7%. The Dow closed at 24,608.98. That on volume of 944 million shares. The NASDAQ, which is still positive for the year, was down by 92 points, more than 1.25%. Closing at 7,180.56, that on volume of 1,950 million shares. And the S&P, which is, yes, still positive for the year, although barely, down 36 points today, 1 1/3%, closing at 2,677.67. Well, with all that bad news, how about some good news? Indeed, today, up 4%, a company called Best Buy. Yes, you know them. Well, guess what? Their shares were up by 4% in a down market. The company said their same-store sales were up by an astounding 9%. In the same period last year, they were actually down by 1%. Some of the credit for that has been given to the fact that some of their retail competition has simply disappeared, names like H.H. Gregg and Radio Shack. And indeed, the company seems to be finally going in the right direction. They also increased their dividend by 32%. So you may have had a tough day on Wall Street, but if you own Best Buy, it could have been a whole lot worse. They certainly had a good day in a bad market.
So Best Buy doing well. What about Dollar Tree, Richard?
Also doing very well. You know, retailers have been a mixed bag, but mainly negative. But Dollar Tree, you know, people seem to find money to walk in there, and they just walk out with 6 things they didn't need, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Everyone wants a bargain.
Absolutely right.
All right, Richard, thanks for the update.
You are welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a man is arrested for allegedly sending a suspicious white powder to multiple well-known people.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus a look at a new set of nuclear weapons that Russia's president claims are invincible.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Here's today's Job of the Day. ABC 7 is seeking full-time and part-time media controllers to manage various stages of video on-air content layout. General computer skills are an absolute must. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
After a scare for members of President Trump's family, white powder in an envelope, there has now been an arrest.
ABC's Aaron Kotarski has the story.
The letter addressed to Donald Trump Jr. that arrived last month at this Manhattan apartment building sent 2 of his family members to the hospital when white powder spilled out of the envelope. The powder was later determined to be cornstarch, but was no less frightening.
These kinds of hoaxes may not cause physical harm, but they scare the heck out of people.
Federal prosecutors said this man, Daniel Friziello, sent the threatening envelope, and 4 others like it. He was charged with mailing threats and creating hoaxes.
Today's arrest sends a strong message to those who seek to terrorize the American public. Don't do it.
Court records said the letter addressed to the president's eldest son called him an awful, awful person and continued, "I'm surprised that your father lets you speak on TV." Friziello allegedly sent a similar envelope to Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow, complaining about Randy Margraves, the father of 3 gymnasts who tried to attack Dr. Larry Nassar at his sentencing. Nicola Hanna, the U.S. attorney in Los Angeles, and Stanford law professor Michelle Dauber also received white powder letters, as did Antonio Sabato, the soap opera actor who's now running for a congressional seat in California. Investigators said a telltale clue was found in Friziello's trash.
A computer printout that appeared to contain portions of a chart with descriptions of people that matched people who had received the mailings with the white powder.
Investigators also tracked Friziello through an internet purchase of a glitter bomb he sent to one of the alleged victims. If convicted, he could face more than a decade in prison. Aaron Kotarski, ABC News, New York.
One of President Trump's closest and most loyal aides announced her resignation. Hope Hicks is the 4th communications director to leave the Trump administration. Her departure, the White House says, has been in the works for months, but it comes after the stunning admission to congressional investigators this week that Hicks occasionally tells white lies on behalf of the president.
Can you confirm or deny that the president has made a decision to go for the outside for a successor to Hope Hicks as communications director rather than promote from within?
The decision on that hasn't been made. I don't have a personnel announcement.
Adding to the White House turmoil, the New York Times reports Trump's senior advisor and son-in-law Jared Kushner's real estate firm received $509 million in loans from Apollo Global Management and Citigroup after the leaders of the Wall Street companies had multiple White House meetings with Kushner. Both the banks and Kushner deny any wrongdoing.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin unveiling a new set of nuclear weapons that he claims are invincible. It's a massive show of force, new hypersonic nuclear weapons that can defeat missile defense systems and are capable of striking anywhere. The Russians claim these nuclear-powered cruise missiles have unlimited range. Among the new arsenal, an intercontinental ballistic missile, underwater nuclear drones, a supersonic weapon, and a laser weapon. President Putin presented the new weapons on a video screen during his annual State of the Nation address.
Putin was using this speech to lay out reasons why he should remain in power, and clearly in vaunting these weapons, it was a way of burnishing that strongman image that is so important to his appeal here. And inside the hall, they applauded him.
The Russian president claims the new weapons render useless any American attempts to bolster their own defenses on Russia's borders to Europe. The timing on all this? Well, Putin was speaking just 17 days away from the country's presidential election which he is widely expected to win again. All right, let's talk about our weather now, and we're all, I don't know if I want to say everyone, but I think a lot of us here are looking forward to a little cooler.
Yeah,
weather.
it's been pretty hot.
The warmest February on record. We talked about that, and officially it came down from the National Weather Service, but it was going to be beat. You could tell the way things were going. In 19 days, the temperature was 80 degrees or above, and a 90-degree temperature in February, which is unusual. And it looks like we'll see one more day of warm temperatures, and then things will cool down for the weekend. So. Sarasota Bay webcam showing fairly calm conditions out there on the waters today. A little bit windier, though, than it has been. And so seas have been up to 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters, and lots of sunshine out there. Viewer photos sent in. This is the opening day of snook season. And boy, you can tell a lot of people out there on the jetty getting their fishing in, looking for those snook. Cindy Desmond getting that photo and sending it to pix@mysuncoast.com. Well, the radar imagery composite showing a lot of rainfall around to the north. We could use a little bit of rain here. We're not going to get much with this frontal system as the area of low pressure is well to the north. You can see it spinning right there over parts of southwest Ohio near Cincinnati, heading toward Columbus. That's the actual center. So it's far enough removed from the actual cold front that we're not going to see a lot of lift with this front, but we will get enough push that it will send it through, and we'll see the cooler temperatures filtering on in. Now, as far as that goes, we are looking for that front to make it on through and then eventually cool us down. Winter storm warnings are in effect for much of New York and even into Pennsylvania, northeast Ohio tonight. For us, a slight chance for showers exists with this front. Tomorrow morning, just after sunrise, up until about noon, and then the cold front is expected to slide on through by late Friday. We'll start to see some of the cooler temperatures usher in. You really won't expect the cool temperatures, though, until Saturday morning, and then it will stay pretty cool. In fact, below average in some cases for next week. Current conditions, we have 78 degrees, nothing below normal there, below average. We have sunshine, and the dew point temperature way up there, 71 degrees. 82 now in Tallahassee, it's 82 in Jacksonville. A bit warmer into Orlando now, and temperatures around town into the upper 70s there. The Gulf water temperature, an amazing 78 degrees. You don't normally see this until for the most part, late April and into May, the water temperature at 78, but that's where it is. 81 in Arcadia now, 80 in Mayaca City, 77 in Inglewood. Now, the forecast is calling for one more day of 80-degree temperatures, or at least near there, especially inland areas, and then things start to chill out a little bit as that cooler air filters in. We'll get back down to more seasonal averages. We're not going to see a tremendous drop in terms of temperatures, but we will see some seasonal averages. Some snow up near Toledo right now, near Detroit, wrapping around that area of low pressure, which continues to move off to the northeast. The temperature forecast for us. So for lows tonight, it will be summer-like. We're right around 70 degrees to start things off tomorrow. And then we'll warm up into the low 80s. And then by Friday night and into Saturday morning, we'll start to cool down. Low 50s, finally back to average, even some 40s over the panhandle. Things are going to start chilling out here across the state. I mentioned that slight chance for rain. Here's 1 a.m. over north central Florida. And as we move through time, you'll see a chance right there, 7 a.m. A few showers are possible. And then we'll see clearing skies late Friday night. It will be a nice weekend with lots of sunshine around. No threat of any rainfall and just a little bit of a breeze. Not bad. Out to the waters, winds again for the remainder of the night. Southwest at around 15 knots with a moderate chop out there. Partly cloudy, breezy and warm. 69 for your low, so well above average. And the extended forecast then calling for 79 for a high tomorrow with a 30% chance for morning showers. Looking good over the weekend. We'll start off in the low to mid 50s on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and then high temperatures staying in the 70s all the way through next week. Another cold front due to arrive late Tuesday and into Wednesday morning, bringing with it a 40% chance for rain. That's down a little bit, and temperatures remaining in the low 70s. So cooler weather on the way. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. Now to First Alert traffic. We're seeing some backups on US 41 near Bayshore Gardens in Bradenton, as well as on US 301 in Onico. And I just got a peek earlier of the Ringling Bridge on our tower cam, and it was bumper to bumper there as well. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you so much, Scott. In health news tonight, hospitals have used it for nearly 100 years, an IV drip of saline. But a new study questions if they should stop. With more, here's ABC's Tara Palmieri.
It's a common sight in any ICU or medical ward. The familiar clear back of saline solution, a mix of salt and water. It's been used for generations to rehydrate patients. But a new study from Vanderbilt University Med Center is telling its medical providers to stop using it. Instead, a balanced fluid they developed that mimics more closely the liquid part of blood. The reason to cut down on kidney complications they believe the saline drip is causing. The researchers looked at 15,000 ICU patients and over 13,000 in the emergency rooms. Half were given saline, half the new solution. The balanced fluid group had a 1% lower incidence of serious kidney problems, a 1% lower risk of death. If you scale that up to everyone getting saline, they say, that would mean 100,000 fewer patients with kidney damage or death, all from using a different IV. With this Medical Minute, I'm Tara Palmieri, ABC News.
A popular rideshare is ready to roll out a new service. Uber can now help get you to your doctor's appointments on the provider's dime. Every year, millions of Americans miss medical appointments because they don't have transportation. The missed appointments cost the medical system more than $150 billion a year. So now Uber Health is partnering with healthcare providers to schedule rides for their patients. So far, more than 100 healthcare organizations are on board, including hospitals, rehab centers, senior care facilities, and physical therapy centers. And did you know you can risk your injury by sleeping in the same position all night? For instance, sleeping exclusively on your right side can cause pain in your right shoulder, and always sleeping on your back can trigger back pain. Back sleeping is easy on the spine because gravity keeps your body centered over it. And if you sleep on your side, you'll want to keep your head in neutral posture with your chin straight ahead. Sleeping on your stomach will keep your head turned in one direction or the other for a period of time, which can cause pain. Bad habits when you are sleeping are not good for your body. They'll throw off your spine's alignment and give you problems down the road. Coming up, an Oklahoma school district creating an innovative way to keep students safe from gun violence in the classroom. And why an elusive goat along a Kentucky highway has now gone viral. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, March 3rd. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Copycat threats are happening all across the country in the wake of the mass shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School earlier this month.
And now school districts are trying to find ways to ensure students' safety. A small town in Oklahoma has found a bold and innovative way to help keep kids safe. Abigail Ogle has more.
You think those things are never ever going to happen in your school, but unfortunately they do. And some are caused by the weather and some are caused by man.
And that is why Hilton school leaders decided to install 7 bulletproof storm shelters inside the elementary school, 2 larger ones in the middle school. Now they're working on getting them in the high school as well.
When tornado strikes, and Lord help us when you have an intruder on campus, to know that you have somewhere quickly that's practiced for safety of your students, it's very relaxing.
Superintendent Terry Shaw took me inside one of the elementary school shelters.
As the kids flow in, the last teacher that comes in comes right in, you shut the door, and you lock it down.
And the company Shelter in Place sent us this video. They tested the shelters with the superintendent inside.
At one point, you were actually inside one of these shelters as they were shooting at it from the outside.
Yes, ma'am.
What was that like?
I volunteered. I did not feel comfortable putting these in my buildings if I wasn't willing to do it myself. So I offered to go inside. It was very surreal, but I felt very comfortable, very safe.
Hilton Public Schools is the first district in the country to put bulletproof shelters in classrooms.
Well, this goat has become a legend in Kentucky. The locals say he's been on the run from the law for years. Residents have nicknamed him Houdini, as in now you see him and now you don't. Drivers typically report seeing Houdini along the interstate, but locals say he always disappears before authorities arrive. He's even gained a social media following, complete with his own Facebook fan page, and he has more than 20,000 likes.
Wow. And a dog chase stopped traffic on a Phoenix interstate Wednesday. You can see authorities and a few good Samaritans doing what they can to try and capture those 2 little dogs. One was eventually caught on the interstate, but the second ran into a nearby RV park where 2 women were able to catch up with it. The incident lasted for over an hour, and it's unclear who owns the dogs or how they even escaped. Gosh.
Boy, they're lucky they didn't.
I know. That always scares me when you see the dogs crossing across, even, you know, some of the roads here on the Suncoast. I just hope other drivers are paying attention.
Right. They must have been tired after that.
Right.
All that running.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, the city of Venice rejects a proposal to move a planned Habitat for Humanity neighborhood. Why Habitat says they are not giving up on building affordable houses.
And the Florida Department of Transportation answering questions tonight about a new roundabout construction in Sarasota. Details when we come back.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.